Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Today we have a special guest. Um, let's get this show started.
Thundercats! Ho! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Heroes in a half shell! Turtle power! Inspector Gadget!
Good morning, everybody. So today we have a very special guest, very good friend of ours, Mr. Kevin Snow / DJ Kevin Snow.
Hey Sawyer, what's up, bud?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I think that was probably like the coolest intro I've ever watched. Like I just had like this like flashback to so many things that I was not expecting that. That was amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Like that was super cool. I would so I'm guessing you don't watch Saturday morning cartoons. You're doing this instead. But it's really cool that that's what you called it. Like this is a way better way to spend your Saturday morning, in my opinion.
All right. So I have a couple questions for you.
All right.
Where are you from? Where are you right now? And what is your job?
Okay. So I am from Irmo, South Carolina, which is just outside of Columbia. Grew up there, and I am currently out in Lexington, South Carolina, not too far away from where I grew up, at my venue, 12 Oak Estate, which I am sitting in right now. Earlier in the pre-show, they're like, "Is that a backdrop?" And I'm like, "No, this is a real place. We have parties and weddings and all sorts of fun things that we do here." You asked me where I was from. You asked me what my job was. I feel like there was a third question. Did I answer that?
You didn't answer it. Well,
Tell us what you do.
what do you do?
What do I do? Okay, so I am a DJ, of course, which you said that, DJ Kevin Snow. So I provide music entertainment, sound, lighting for if people get together. Most of the time it's a party. You know, they're going to be celebrating something in their life, whether it's graduating or they're having an anniversary, a birthday, of course, getting married. And then every now and then I will run sound for events that are, like if a company is getting together and they're having like a training or something along those lines, I can provide the microphones for that and add a little bit of music to it to make it more fun. And then also I run and operate 12 Oak Estate with the help of some friends and family and coworkers, because this is a big piece of property. It's just over 100 acres. There's a really beautiful house that gets used for like the ceremonies, and then they come over here and party. So I'm always around a lot of people, just making sure people are having a good time. I feel like it's my calling to do that. Yeah.
Which one is your favorite? The parties, weddings?
Okay. Weddings are a lot of fun. It's really, I'm going to go with weddings for a couple of reasons. For me personally, like so I have a theatrical background. I majored in theater in college. So, you've got people at weddings that are, they're like playing a role. They're dressed up. There's an audience. There's all these different parts where you're trying to create memories and moments for people. And, it's just really special to be a part of people's big day and like a huge milestone in their life. And on top of that, like, from a business side of things, weddings are usually the more luxurious parties. So people they're really, putting a lot into it, making a big investment, spending some money to have the biggest party of their life. So, essentially because they're doing that and I want to make sure they have the biggest party of their life, those events typically will pay a little bit more. So it's kind of a win-win situation and getting to be a part of someone's life, but then also it helps support the business because they are more expensive events.
Got it. Why did you decide to become like an entrepreneur and like make your own business?
So I guess, well, I used to teach high school. That's what I went to school for. I taught high school theater and I also taught public speaking. And as much and I really actually enjoyed being a teacher, because like I said, I have this theater background, and being a teacher, it's kind of like being on stage. You are performing, you're trying to entertain your class as well as educate them at the same time. So like that was a little bit of my calling, but I felt like there was something more that would fulfill me and for other people. So on the weekends when I was teaching, I started a karaoke business, which I don't know if has your dad ever taken you to go sing karaoke? Alex, is that something that Sawyer would ever do?
I know what it is.
Yeah. You wouldn't do it?
No.
All right. That's okay. But so yeah, I started the karaoke business, which was a lot of fun to make some extra money on the weekends. And that business really just started. That was in 2011. That business really started gaining some traction and moving forward, and I was enjoying it, and started just DJing parties on the side of the karaoke business, and the business just blew up. And it's been, that was 2011. So 12-ish years now that I've been doing it. And each step I'm just like, man, this is really fun. It's opening new doors, new opportunities. I had no idea this is where I was actually going to end up whenever I started that karaoke business when I was teaching. But I do like running my own business. I think there's something that's really, it's a challenge, but you come up with ideas and then you're like, how am I going to make this idea happen? Who am I going to meet along the way to help me make this idea happen? And then finally you kind of reach a goal or an end product, and you get to see things that you came up with become real, and people enjoy it, and people actually, they pull out money to pay for it. And it's just like, this is a really cool thing that I have an idea. It's serving people. It's delivering results that people want to see. And I'm able to support myself doing it. It's truly just the best thing in the world. So that's kind of my entrepreneurial spirit and why I do what I do. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What made you decide to want to start a podcast, which maybe has been asked on here before, but I kind of want to know your story behind that.
So basically, Dad went on a trip, and then he was talking to the main guy that does like a bunch of things on StreamYard with his insurance company, Facebook group. And then he was talking, and Dad was like, hey, could we get a show on your group, in your group? And then he was like, yeah. And then he was like, because I want to, and then Dad came home and he told me about it. And then we got it all figured out. He got me the show, and then we started off doing them together. And then I've gotten a lot better at it, and it just evolved into me doing it by myself.
So how old are you?
10.
10? Holy cow. I'm trying to think back when I was 10 years old. I did a lot of things in my life when I was 10 years old. If my mom's watching this, first of all, hey mom, everything I did in my life when I was 10. Like we went to New York and we went to DC and everything. Like when we think back on memories, we're like, you were 10 years old when that happened. But I was definitely not running a podcast. I mean, obviously the technology wasn't there, but I feel like if I was 10 years old, I'm happy you're doing what you're doing. This is like, I'm thank you first of all for having me on the show. should have said that up front if I didn't already. Like, I'm really excited to be here, and I just think this is super cool. As like your dad and I have known each other for a long time. We used to work at Chick-fil-A together, and that was my first job. This is a long time ago, before Chick-fil-A even took credit card payments. And, like, I think they had one thing on the menu, just the chicken sandwich, and then they introduced wraps, and I was like, this is too much for me. I'm out of here. But you know, in the wedding business, I want to mention that so you've got your dad, Alex, and then I think the next one in age is Adam, and then you have Austin. So those are your uncles, and then your Aunt Amelia. And I don't know if you know this, but I was in one way or another a part of each of their weddings. Yep. So Alex came first. I was a groomsman in his wedding, so I was standing up there beside him and your mom.
And you sang.
And then Alex twisted my arm into singing a song during the ceremony. Actually, he didn't twist my arm. I was happy to do it. But I sang in the ceremony of his wedding. Had no idea I was going to be in the wedding business at that time. But maybe that was my honestly, Alex, I don't think I've ever been a groomsman in anyone else's wedding other than yours, by the way. And I sang at the wedding, so that was awesome. And then Adam got married. I DJ'd Adam's wedding. Alex, is that the one where Sawyer was like 1 year old?
And I think he was dancing on the dance floor.
That's all. I mean, I would like to think you were dancing on the dance floor. I try to do a good job dancing. I'm glad I got you out there on the floor, even though you were one. And your uncle Austin, I used to play in a band back when I taught high school, and Austin used to come out to like my band's shows whenever we were playing, and we had T-shirts that we would sell, you know, hats and all sorts of things. And Austin would sit there at the table and sell like what we call merchandise at the shows. And Ashley, his wife, came to one of those shows, and that's where they met each other. So I didn't go to their wedding or anything, but I feel like I introduced them to each other. So I was a part of that. And then of course, Amelia, I DJ'd her wedding too. So I've had a hand. Hopefully one day I'll still be in this business. And, you know, I know this is like a long time away from now, but if you know anybody who's getting married in the future, Sawyer, Alex, don't freak out. I'll hopefully be around for that.
Has Austin ever done some like stump grinding out of your property?
Yes, he has. So like I said, there's 100 acres here. So we've got a lot of land, a lot of woods. I know Austin's got his stump grinding business, and he if he has ground up any of the stumps that we have here, I'm not specifically sure about that. I know that's what he focuses on, but I know he's got a bush hog and all sorts of stuff. So he's come out here and he's cleared land. He's mowed my fields before. We had this area just outside the hangar right here that was a bunch of scrub brush, and we wanted to build another building out here. And Austin came out and did all the work for that. So Austin, if you see this again, thank you so much. And I think the efforts are paying off, and we'll get you back out here for something soon.
Do you have any advice for people that are trying to start their own business?
Yeah. First of all, if you're trying to start your own business, sometimes it's always good to start with something that you're interested in. You know, they say if you can do something that you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. Which I think is true and false at the same time, because yes, you do get to, you know, make money doing what you love, but like everything eventually will become work in a sense, but at least you get to love what you're doing. There is definitely stress that comes along with it. I think a lot of people think, hey, I want to run my own business. That way I can be my own boss. Are you putting your hand up? You stopping me?
No, I want to run my own business.
You want to run your own business?
I actually have my own business.
What do you do?
Lawn mowing.
Lawn mowing? That's awesome. Do you live in a neighborhood?
Yeah, but we don't really do our neighborhood because
No,
they mainly mow their own.
and you gotta get out there. And I would just, whenever somebody's pushing their lawnmower, I would just stand in the middle of the street and like cross your arms and just look at them like, man, I'm right here. You just say the word, just stand right there and just stare them down, just like that, until they're like, okay, all right, like just yell and be like, don't you have something better to do right now?
I mean,
But
I
yeah,
could do that.
don't take that as the business advice you just asked me about, but it might work. I mean, you just have to test things and see what happens. Um, but a lot of people, they want to become their own boss because they're like, then I get to make my own hours and I can take all this time off. But the truth is, when you are your own boss and you are really running a business, there's never time off. Like you are the boss sometimes, you are the worker, you are advertising, you're answering the phone when you're on vacation. Um, so you're always gonna, someone is always your boss. Like, just because you're the boss of your company, now your clients, the people that are spending money with you, they're actually your boss, and they can fire you with their dollar by stop giving you money. So now you're fired. So you are an employee to your customer when you are your own boss. But it's definitely challenging and it's fun. So if anybody is interested in starting their own business, I would look at things that, of course, your own interests. Take a look at the community that you live, or even the community at large. If you're able to do something that can help people all across America or even the world, and think of, what's kind of missing, what problem do people have that I can come up with a solution to? How can I help these people? And then deliver those results and then charge money to do it. So, really it's endless, especially with like technology, like what we're doing right now. I mean, if you can teach people things, you could teach somebody on the other side of the planet something by doing this and charge for it, so there's a lot of opportunities out there. And I support and encourage anybody who wants to start their own business to give it a try, because another thing they'll tell you, another thing they say is, if you're not working on your own dream, you're working for someone else's. So focus on your dreams.
Thanks for sharing all that. What have you tested that worked and didn't work?
I'm always testing things, right? So, like, for instance, here at the venue, I don't have, like, I want it to always be changing and having new things that could make the experience for people better. So I like, for instance, so like, you probably can't see it, this like rectangular shape back here, this is what you'd call a champagne wall. So for the crowd, like the guests that are 21 and up, we can like put champagne all over that wall, like hang glasses on it. And that was something that I was going to try to charge to be like an upsell, where it's like, hey, you want to have the champagne wall, then you can add that on for a certain amount of money. And it's, so far at this point, it hasn't really taken off that anybody wants to pay for it. So we're just kind of including it anyway, because I think it's a nice feature. So I've got that champagne wall that didn't necessarily work out. I'm looking at buying a vehicle right now that could be like really, really cool for pictures. It's like this old timey car. I might get the car, and it turns out that nobody wants to take pictures with it. Sometimes now on the other side of things, like I run ads on Facebook now and then. You never know if people are going to respond well to those ads, but you have to continue to try things and then like look at, okay, people really like this. This is not, and it's like, why is it that they're not doing something? So like, if you're advertising, because you need advertising, you want people to know about your business. you have to somehow put yourself out in front of them. And how can you do that? You can advertise on the radio. You could have like a billboard, you know, when you're driving down the street and see one of those big signs. You know, sometimes if you go out to a restaurant, they'll have like little advertisements for businesses. You have to try different places and figure out, who am I trying to do business with? Where are those people best going to see me? So I've tested different places where I advertise. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if you just give up after the first time, you're like, oh, nobody is responding to my ads. Nobody's buying the thing that I bought. You have to kind of step back and ask yourself, okay, why are they not responding to the ads? Maybe I need to put them in a different place. Why are they not buying the thing I bought? Have I not made this look like an attractive offer? Do they not understand why they need to add this thing on? Or is it just something people don't like? Just because you like something doesn't necessarily mean other people are going to want to buy it too. So that's kind of like a test and try again and change things a little bit. But like, once the things kind of like all like, you have the things you like and the things you think people want to buy, and here's the stuff they really want to buy. But if you can make it line up, like that's the secret sauce, is getting people to understand why your services and products are going to help their experience and change their lives. And when you can make that customer have an aha moment and they see your ads, they see your product, they like the price, you deliver the results, man, you got a business and it's running.
Boom.
Boom. Boom.
So money exchanges hands when problems are solved?
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably could have just said that and skipped everything I just said. Because like, you know, money is simply like, everybody's like, oh, I want to have all this money. What money really is in the whole world, it's a tool. It's like having a hammer. You know, the hammer is a tool that puts a nail into a piece of wood. But the step before that is you got to get the hammer and you got to get the nail. Money's just the tool to obtain those things. So when people have money, usually they're spending it for like one of like two reasons. Because I mean, obviously you can spend money on like bubble gum, or you can spend money on like going to an amusement park. And it's like, is that trying to solve a problem? And essentially it is, because people they have like a lot that's going on in their life. They feel stressed out. They want a vacation. The problem is they need to get away from that for a little bit. So they go to an amusement park, or they like chewing bubble gum because like it makes them happy. So the problem was they were unhappy. They know I can chew this piece of bubble gum and now I'm happy. So anytime that like money's getting spent, it is because there is some sort of problem that somebody is trying to solve, and the money can help be the solution to that. So if you can come up with something that's like, why do people spend money? They spend money because they're trying to have fun experiences. They need to create something. They want to fix something. They need to better their health. You know, you got to eat. There's like all these things, which I'm not really going to get into, but are reasons why people buy certain things. And each one of those things has a problem. And if you can identify, people have this problem in their life because they can't get their food fast enough, or they can't keep their food hot, or they want to be able to create food. Some people want to be able to run a business and sell to other people. Those people running a business have a problem. If you have a solution to help that person sell their product to more people, this business owner will buy from you to solve their problems. So yes, Sawyer, when there's a problem, people will spend money. And if you can fix that problem, there is an exchange of money, and that's more money in your pockets, because you're going to have problems in your life that need to get solved. And when you have that money as a tool, you can solve your own problems and use, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like having money and being rich, like if you're just holding on to the money, it doesn't do anything. You just have money. You put the money back out there. You solve your own problems. You can figure out ways to have more money coming in, and then use that money to solve other people's problems. It's a really cool concept, and it's a lot to kind of explain in a concise, like, it's a lot to say in a short period of time.
What an awesome answer. Thanks for sharing that.
Sure.
What are some goals that you have for the rest of 2023?
So goals that I have for this year, I already met one of my goals, which was I just got a car that I've been wanting for a really, really long time. And my goal is to have it by 2024. And since we're only in 2023, I've got the car that I've dreamt of having for a long time. And it's a upscale, like, luxury car. And and it serves two purposes. One, I really want to have the car. I've wanted it for a long time. It's a Mercedes G-Wagon. But from a business standpoint, I want to find customers who.
Wait, did you just say a G-Wagon?
I did.
Don't drive it to the mall.
Okay. Why is that?
A bunch of people are gonna try to get in.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, it definitely attracts attention. I can't really go anywhere without people asking questions about it, which is great. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted, whenever people show up here to the property, that they see there's a G-Wagon here, and they're like, okay, this guy means business. This is an upscale place. I want to get married somewhere that has somebody who clearly has goals and is going to take care of me as a customer. So that was one of my goals. We, like I said, we do a lot of weddings here. One of our goals is to do other types of events, because I want 12 Oak Estate, where I am right now, to be a part of Lexington, South Carolina, not just a place where people come to, like, have this, like, luxury wedding. So coming up next week on June 10th, we are having a 5K trail run here. So it's not exactly a road race, but people are going to run a 5K around the property. And we'll have food trucks at that. And so that'll be just something fun for the community. We did a plant show. I didn't know. I mean, I have no real knowledge about plants and, like, tropical exotic plants, which is really kind of cool, because we had 300 people show up, Sawyer, to this event where people were selling plants. And I would have had no idea that there was, like, a market for that. So, like, we're able to sell drinks and whatnot here. So we have 300 people show up. We're selling beer and wine and soda and drinks and everything. So we can make money off of that. So if anybody, like, I'm trying to think of ideas. I know, like, you play baseball. Like, are trading cards still a thing?
I couldn't hear you. There's a motorcycle going by.
Oh, all right. I was saying, like, you play baseball, and I was asking, like, what kind of, do people collect things that are baseball related? You know, like, trading cards, or I don't know.
Not really. I mean, some people do. Not really on my baseball team, but I mean, people try to collect, like, game balls.
Okay, that's cool. That is definitely cool. I know, like, when I was a kid, like, at least in, like, my friend groups, or, you know, wherever I was at daycare or anything like that, like, the Marvel and DC, you know, like, trading cards were popular, baseball cards were popular, and we would have these, like, gigantic
Binders.
Like, yeah, binders. I was gonna say folder. Binder is the right word, where, you know, you slip all the cards in and you collect them and trade them with people. So I'm trying to come up with things that we can do here that aren't really weddings, you know, that'll bring people out. So, like, maybe the motorcycle going by, you know, like having a car show, you know, stuff like that could be really fun.
You may win. You may win.
You
Win your own car show.
I know. I was just about to say. I was like, that seems a little rigged. I'll have to take second place.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah. So those are some goals. Is to try, like, obviously weddings are cool and all that stuff's fun, but like, Halloween, we're talking about doing like a haunted.
A haunted walkthrough.
Yeah. Which is, I've been here for almost 5 years and we've never done anything like that. So fingers crossed, maybe we'll get to pull off doing a Halloween experience this year, which would be a really cool goal for me to check off. I'm just trying to create new ways to make money and new ways to have fun. Like they go, it's all the same.
Could you do like have somebody come out and like have a little field, and then you could do like maybe like some vegetables and fruits, and you could do like a market, or like you could have like a farmer's market hosted.
I love that idea because
like,
we've got. Yeah, go ahead.
You could grow like pumpkins. I mean, because you said you have 100 acres, so you could do like pumpkins, watermelons, tomatoes, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. Because like there's a ton of flat land here. You can ask your Uncle Austin about that. He's driven across it a few times, back and forth, back and forth. But I think, yeah, because there's a lot of land that's not being used. And to have like the more people I can get out here having a market, I mean, who doesn't love like going to like a market on the weekends or something like that, and spending time with their friends or family and
Wildflowers.
And not only that, like, I mean, you can
Just
grow and sell.
flowers.
Yeah.
And
people like to come out and take pictures with that stuff too.
Yeah. Like you
Yeah.
could do like a photography, like like a photography for like a background. Like like, because you said you have like a bunch of flat land, and you could do like little field of wildflowers, sunflowers, roses, stuff like that.
That is you got my head spinning here, Sawyer. There's so much, there's just like so much opportunity and potential with things that could be done out here besides, the usual that we're doing. I think like a market would be really fun. People come out to it. They take pictures. I hope if my mom's on this watching the podcast right now, take some notes, please. Yeah, that's that'd be cool. Hey,
You need me to be like a creative director or start directing a bunch of shows?
yes, that would be awesome. If you think of anything that I could do, just your dad's got my number. Just shoot me a text, all right? Be like, here's some Sawyer wisdom. Try this out.
I'm only a 1-person commission.
Man, do y'all have plans to come out back to South Carolina anytime?
Not.
I don't know. I don't know if
We
we're going to
could.
do it this summer or not.
I think we're going down to
I don't remember.
Ozarks.
Yeah, that's the other way. Ask him if he has any other questions, and then I know he's got a busy day. So
Do you have any other questions for me?
Are you going to win your baseball game today?
I'll try.
I hope you do. What position do you play?
Usually I play all the outfields, pitcher, and sometimes third baseman.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like you've got a bunch of skills going on there.
I kind of want to start catching.
Do you? Your hair would look awesome coming out the back of that catcher's face mask.
Mom said it looks good coming out of the batting helmet.
I bet it does. Well, Well, that's all. No, I don't have any questions or anything else. If you don't have anything else to ask, but if y'all come to South Carolina, we got to make a plan for you to come out here and see this.
Birthday party,
Yes. When's your birthday?
August 8th.
August 8th. All right, Alex, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the schedule.
Yeah, we want to pencil it in.
See if
We'll bring the giant water slide.
you have a giant water slide.
Yeah, it's like 20 feet tall.
Seriously, is it yours? Or
Yeah.
y'all rent it? It's
No,
yours?
We own it. Yeah.
Alex, are you gonna be able to get that thing here to South Carolina?
Yes. Papa's trailer.
See? Look at that.
Always has a way.
So Sawyer just solved the problem, and it didn't even take any money, did it, Alex? It's not going to cost anything to get that.
I mean, today we're taking the grill to the baseball game. I mean,
All right.
last night we went out and bought 2 watermelons. We bought brats, hot dogs, hamburgers, a bunch of hot dog buns, we got 9 bags of chips.
This, everybody could be on the field eating a bag of chips at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's fun. Well, Sawyer, and I think it, like, again, I love that you got your podcast going. Good luck with it. If you want me, on the show in the future, you just say the word. I'll be here for you. If there's anything I can do to help you out, let me know. But I would love for y'all to come to South Carolina sometime and stop by here and visit. And hope you do well. Good luck with your game today. I'm glad y'all have good weather there. It's freezing rain here. So
How can people get a hold of you for your DJing?
Oh, yeah. So my name is Kevin Snow, and I put on events. So the company is Events by Snow. If you go to eventsbysnow.com, you can see that's my DJing website, and on Instagram, Events by Snow. I think if you type that in, it'll populate in the search, even though there's actually underscores. It's like events_by_snow. And then 12 Oak Estate. It's the word 12 spelled out. OAK Estate. There's no S on Oaks. So 12oakestate.com. Same thing on Instagram. And there's forms you can fill out there on our websites if you want to, inquire about using our services. I do travel as a DJ. So if somebody wanted to put me on an airplane and fly me out to their wedding, I'll be there for you. Okay. Whoever that client might be.
I will.
But that's the best way to reach me is through the websites or on Instagram. If you follow me, I'd be happy to follow you back. I try to follow everyone who follows me and engage with you. So, Sawyer,
Yeah.
spread the word. Spread the word. Okay.
Okay.
Which you already have by having me on your show. So thank you again so very much.
Sweet.
Thanks for answering all my questions.
Of course, man. Well, I hope you have an amazing weekend, and it's Memorial Day weekend. So, I know that means a lot to your family, and appreciate the service that your folks have provided for us so that we can do these entrepreneurial things and run businesses and live a free life. So
Thanks. I really appreciate you being on here with us. And thank you for your service, Dad.
Thanks, buddy.
yeah, absolutely.
Kevin, hang out for a second, buddy.
Okay.